I'm Father Paul Locatelli, President of Santa Clara University, and welcome to this wonderful university community. You come here as young men and women who really will become lawyers of professional competence with great integrity and ethics, and the compassion to form society, this society that you're in now that we call Santa Clara University, into a wonderful community.
The sense of community here is both very energizing and very exciting.
I would describe our sense of community as like a family.
I'd say the community has been very welcoming, very consistent, and a definite enriching element to my experience here at Santa Clara.
Our campus has a number of centers and institutes where legal issues mesh with technology and society issues, where social justice, public interest norms and issues come together.
The Santa Clara community is about finding a way to fit in and finding the people that you can connect with.
People are very friendly here. I don't know if it's the weather or the fact that we're located on this wonderfully beautiful Mission campus with great architecture and beautiful flowers, but just something about this place. People really light up when they're on campus despite the rigor of a legal education.
The reputation really does precede it, and it's one that I truly feel the momentum of Santa Clara's reputation is only getting stronger and getting better.
Santa Clara Law faculty are important as teachers, researchers, and mentors. They learn collaboratively with students. So they are role models for community, but also how to practice law.
We have some of the most outstanding law teachers and legal scholars that are on our faculty. They work hard, they expect a lot out of our students.
The high point for students is to know that the faculty's commitment is very much to provide an excellent teaching experience.
Faculty are committed. I haven't met a person who didn't have time to meet with me outside of class. Even beyond that, I think faculty are proactive in encouraging students to come in. It's not just, here's my hours, come when you need me, but really, hey, take advantage of these opportunities. We're available to enrich your experience.
No matter how faculty present themselves in class and how they present themselves out in public, across the board they're going to be open, they're going to be friendly, because I find in general they really want you to learn and they really want to make sure that you get the material and that you're going to be successful.
We're fortunate that many of our faculty have practical real-world experience, that they augment what they're teaching in the classroom by real experience that they can bring forth. Many of our faculty involve their students in their pro bono work, involve them in their real lawyering activities.
Competition is no doubt a big part of every law student's education, and it is a big part of the profession. It probably will always be that way. I think that Santa Clara stands out in being competitive but not unfriendly. Students here do feel some sense of anxiety and stress, particularly as first years, and I think that's very normal. Students shouldn't worry if they feel that way, but as a law school, we go out of our way to minimize the nonsense part of that. We don't have a paper chase mentality of brutalizing students in the classroom. We expect students to be very well prepared for their classes and to work very hard, but not to treat each other as foes. Because what we're trying to model is a community in which students will go out into the world and treat each other as colleagues very professionally and very ethically, and not in a cutthroat way.
Everybody knows there is a level of competition here because we're all trying to get certain grades, but I don't find that the competition hinders people's desire to support each other. So really, the community is very much one of friendship and collegiality, or support.
The campus is really diverse, so yes, we do have a strong Catholic community, but there's also all other faiths represented. As a law student at Santa Clara, even if you're not Catholic, I think there's a way for you to connect with other traditions and to connect with other people who share similar beliefs and traditions as you.
When I came to Santa Clara, it was very nice that you could have interactions with people who are going to be different from you. I find that when it comes to the diversity, it actually helps the law school experience.
I think one of our greatest strengths is the value that we put on diversity, and valuing diversity for how it enriches us.
I think that students of every background should feel welcome here, and I hope do feel welcome here, and create a space for themselves and for their own identities and communities.
You know, there is a joke that we're a school with a mission, that obviously we have a mission, but we also put the mission statement and the vision of the school on the back of the academic planners that we give all students, because it really is an expression of our core values, our shared enterprise. And a lot of that is driven by the fact that we're on a Catholic Jesuit campus. We have a real commitment to training lawyers of competence, conscience, and compassion.
What the school offers is the benefit of the richness of this tradition. And students can take advantage of that or not. But what's important is when you want to ask a deep question about making meaning of your life or your legal education, you won't be shunned, you won't be marginalized. I think instead faculty and staff invite you into that conversation and ask you to find out what's most meaningful to you. What do you believe in? You don't have to be Catholic to answer that question, and I think the way in which you answer it is going to fuel how you answer the rest of those questions about meaning and success and things like that.
I think being part of the Jesuit tradition is a great aspect of our law school, that we're on a place where social justice is an important factor, and where the university is founded for education purposes. We're here more for teaching than for research, and I think that makes a difference in how the professors approach the students and the entire university campus community.
Being a Jesuit law school is being at a place where they privilege social justice. And you look at all the examples of where that happens on campus, from the dedication of faculty to doing justice outside of the classroom.
Just being a Jesuit university is about being fair, it's about being just, it's about doing the right thing, and it's about having a good reputation for the community, for your colleagues, and whatever you decide to do.
I think the mistake that a lot of law schools make is to just leave out that we are complete persons. We have spiritual dimensions. We have personal values that we bring with us to law school. And we can't just leave those at the doorway and isolate ourselves for 3 years just in the mechanics of the law. We have to address the dimensions of our entire personality. And to me, that's the beauty of the Jesuit tradition.
One of the things that you can count on getting here at Santa Clara is a quality education and quality instruction and quality preparedness for dealing with whatever challenges that lie ahead.
Do your best to be prepared for class, to do the reading, to be asking yourself questions, to make sure you're doing your best to understand material as you move along. It's not like undergrad. If the law were that easy to learn, we wouldn't have people go to law school for 3 years to do it.
It is never too early to start putting the material together. Some way making it so that you can actually use the material. I learned early on it wasn't just enough to read. I had to somehow appropriate it, make it usable on a test question or whatever.
Because studying law is a very time-consuming, very anxiety-provoking experience, it's important that students also look after their own wellness. There are lots of opportunities on campus to do that. We have a wellness center over in the Malley Fitness and Recreation Center. We have intramural sports that law school teams take part in. We have a counseling center for students who really need to talk. I think talking and having someone to talk to lots of times is the thing you need to do the most. We have faculty and staff and administrators that are happy to talk to students on a very personal level, because there is going to be a lot of anxiety. You get a lot less feedback in law school than you ever got in any other endeavor you've tried, and that is anxiety provoking, and we know that. We don't change how we teach, but we know that it causes stress. And we want to work with you with that. We encourage you to do what you need to do to keep that balance in your life.
When I first started here in my first year, I was always told, to balance school and life, to have some fun time along with studying time. And everybody said that, but I didn't listen because I was focused on getting good grades. And so first semester, I was just in the library all the time. And then second semester, it was just too much. And so then I started volunteering and spending more time outside of the library, and that actually helped because I wasn't so stressed out all the time, and I was able to release some of my stress while volunteering and doing other things. And so when I actually did do schoolwork, I was more focused.
Don't let it become too overwhelming. Find the balance. Get to the gym, eat right, keep the balance, because the balance is crucial. It's easy to train wreck in law school if you let yourself. And stay positive, because there's some winter months that get cold and kind of dark, and it's hard to stay in the library and you get itchy. But perseverance, just staying really focused. Focus is the name of the game, and enjoying yourself so that everything becomes kind of an enjoyable experience, because it really is.
You're here to focus on your academics, to focus on developing your mind, but there's so much more that Santa Clara also offers in terms of personal development, in terms of career development and networking. I mean, you're back in a school environment. Now is the time to really take advantage of becoming a richer person, not just enriching the mind, but enriching your whole personal development. And you have the resources at your fingertips to do this.
Opportunity that is presented here is concentration in our areas of excellence, of designated excellence, in addition to the regular law school curriculum, which is very full and diverse. We have opportunities for students who are interested in global law and policy, social justice and public interest, and technology, high technology. And we're situated both geographically and I think in terms of the strength of our faculty perfectly for students who want to pursue any of those interests. And it doesn't mean that everybody has to be tracked into one of those three areas, but that's a pretty broad span if you think about the offerings in those areas, and there are even cross-fertilizations among those three areas of interest. So that's a great opportunity for students who really want to make a mark, want to get a lot from faculty, from internship opportunities and study programs abroad. And there are many programs all the time that focus on both the academic aspects of these three areas and on the professional practice areas.
When I came into law school, I had a pretty narrow idea of what exactly I wanted to do, and now I've been exposed to all these other ideas about different ways that I could do public interest law and different organizations and agencies, and that's been really exciting to think about the different ways that I could use my law degree and all the different ways that I could make a difference. And so it's been exciting to hear from alumni and from faculty just about all the things that I have to look forward to.
The Santa Clara University community is not just made up of people who are here on campus. The largest part of our Santa Clara community is our alumni, and they serve as role models for the kind of lawyers that you should become.
Whenever I'm in downtown San Jose and I meet lawyers or I meet a judge who's a Santa Clara grad, people are really excited to meet you, and I think that our community extends beyond just the campus. Our alumni are really supportive and welcoming to our students and want to share the diversity of opportunities that are out there in whatever area of the law you want to experience.
Of course, as dean, I had the opportunity to meet and interact with many of our alumni. And what impressed me, I think, is the breadth of endeavors that they're all engaged in. What a great networking system.
Part of being a lawyer is part of connecting with people, all different types of people. And that's what's going to make you successful in any career that you choose, wherever you may choose it.
If I were asked by any student to give them a hint or a tip as to what they might expect in law school or how the dean thinks they should go about their law school career, I would just encourage them to be prepared for every class and for every opportunity they had to interact with a faculty member and their fellow students. And also to try and think of law school day by day, week by week, exam by exam, as building them into a much stronger person ethically, in terms of their knowledge base, and in terms, maybe most importantly, of what they can do for others, whether it's their clients, their community, their company, that they will serve after they leave law school. And try and have a little fun.
Take advantage of all of the support system that surrounds you. There are, 260 other students who are going through the same experience that you're going through. And I think one of the great advantages of this law school is that we really encourage our first-year students to learn from each other, to help each other, to start to form those kind of bonds that are going to carry you through in the practice of law.
So the one piece of advice that I would give to first-year students is to ask people for help and ask for advice. That was one thing that I found my first year, is that everybody wants to help you and everybody wants to give you their words of wisdom. So ask the second and third year students, what classes were good and what professor do I have to take before graduating? And ask people what were good internship opportunities and who's able to help you with different questions about figuring out what you need to do to graduate and what you need to do to get a good job. Because so many people have gone through this before you and they understand the challenges and the frustrations that you're feeling and they want to make it better for you.
You need to remember why you came to law school and keep that in perspective, because there are going to be moments where you're going to be stressed out. There are going to be moments where you're sitting there and you're going to be thinking, is this really what I want to do?
My tip as a professor would be to prepare for class every day, all year. And my tip as a parent is that don't take yourself so seriously, because everybody makes mistakes. And just take a deep breath and keep doing your best.
I believe the most important thing you can learn this year is how to be a person of integrity, because that's how you will practice law in the future.